Hey, welcome back to Cooking with Cranberries. I'm Amelia with Cape Cod Select, and today we are making cranberry dog treats for our canine friends. So we are making them with Cape Cod Select whole frozen cranberries. There's nothing added to these. It's just the whole berry right from the bog, washed and packaged, so there's no added anything. So we're gonna start with the dog treats. I'm following a recipe that I found on Pinterest by the blog. It's called Pretty Fluffy. So we're gonna try this out and see how it comes out. So we're gonna start with 2 eggs. All right, and then we're going to just whisk these together real quick. Ready? And then once we whisk them, we're going to put them aside because we're going to start working on the batter. All right, so we are going to put, grab this aside, 1.5 cups of almond flour into a separate bowl from the eggs. So you want to use a little bit bigger of a bowl. And you can find almond flour at your regular grocery store. They actually have tons of different flours nowadays. So we're going to do 1.5 cups of almond flour. And it's a little bit more grainy than like a traditional flour is. So next, I am going to take 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. So I've already melted it down. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. There. Next, we're going to add the cranberries. So, using my handy dandy hand chopper, which if you've been watching this Cooking with Cranberries series, then you know I use my hand chopper all the time. I love it. Get one if you are going to be cooking with cranberries, which we know you are because you're watching. So I'm going to do 1/2 cup of frozen cranberries, and just look at these. Gorgeous, gorgeous, whole, big berries. I'm gonna use my hand chopper. And they don't have to be super fine, but you don't want gigantic chunks either because you are gonna be putting this in a dough and rolling it out. So you want to have like a nice consistency, which I will show you in a second. Alrighty, so grab all my berries here. Alright, so this is what my chopped cranberries look like. So I do have some bigger pieces, but I do have some finer pieces. And I'm just gonna put that right in the bowl. So you're gonna stir this together before you add anything else. So this is the almond flour, the coconut oil, and your cranberries. So just so you get like a nice, consistent, even distribution of cranberries. Just looking like this. Still very powdery. Next I'm gonna add in my egg. Again, it was 2 eggs that we beat together here. And again, just gonna stir this together. The batter is going to be a little bit wet to start. So you're going to have a little bit of a wet consistency. Stir it in and show you here. All right, so definitely not like cookie dough ready yet. And that's kind of what I'm referring to. They're dog cookies. So it's a little too wet. So now you're going to add in some coconut flour, but you're going to do it tablespoon by tablespoon. So you're gonna add in, just wiping out the coconut oil here. You're gonna add in 1 tablespoon. Then you're gonna mix it up, and you're gonna do this 4 times. So in total, you're gonna have 4 tablespoons of coconut flour. And as you're adding this, you're gonna get a little bit better of a consistency for your dough, and it's gonna be easier to roll out. What's great though is a lot of times when you're making cookies, like say you're making cookies and you're rolling out the dough, a lot of times you have to chill your dough first before you can kind of roll it out and use your cookie cutters. Actually the frozen cranberries really give this a nice chill to the dough. So you don't necessarily have to chill the dough first. If you want to make it, really easy to work with, maybe you want to chill the dough for a little bit. And my last tablespoon of coconut flour. Again, that was 4 in total. You just want to do 1 at a time and mix as you go. So you just want to get like a nice incorporation of all of the ingredients. And really, these ingredients are very simple. We're not going crazy. Keeping it nice and healthy for your puppies. All right. So I am going to clear my space a little bit so that I can roll this dough out. In the meantime, let's talk about spring. Spring is coming, guys. I know it feels like this has been the longest winter ever, but spring is coming. So I think it's the 14th. We're going to change the clocks back. You can already start to notice that we're getting longer days. It's going to be awesome. And we've been working around the bogs. Just because we harvest in the fall doesn't mean the rest of the time we are off. We have been working nonstop. We've been renovating a bog. So if you've seen our Instagram, posted the other day a tractor making a ditch for the bog. You can read about that on that post. We also have posts on our blog, capecutselect.com/blog, about the cranberry process. So if you're interested in learning more, you can absolutely check that out. All right, so I have my dough here. And it's actually got this pretty pink color. Just gonna form it into a nice ball, flatten it a little bit, plop it on my parchment paper. I'm gonna get a little bit more parchment paper, put it on top. I'm actually gonna sprinkle some almond flour on the top of my dough so that it doesn't stick. And you don't want to roll these out too thin. Because I find if you have too thin of a dough, it's harder to get your cookie cutter. I'm using stars. You can use any shape you want, make it themed for holidays, but you don't want to roll out your dough too thin because it makes it more challenging to get your dough off of the parchment paper and onto your cookie sheet. So you want to have a nice even layer on your dough because you want to be able to have the cookies, the treats, the biscuits, whatever your dog calls them, or whatever you call them to your dog that gets excited about wagging its tail. You want to have a nice even dough so that it cooks evenly. So one side's not crispier than the other. It's a nice even bake. All right. So I got my dough all nice and flat here. I'm going to use my cookie cutter to do some cuts with my dough. This is kind of a big cookie cutter. It's a little bit larger of a dog treat. So if you have a big dog, it's great. If you have a little dog, maybe get a smaller cookie cutter or just break them in half after you cook them. I know my dog loves treats. I bet as soon as I start talking about treats, he'll be coming around the corner. His name's Bogey. Bogey! He's not gonna come. Oh, here he comes. You wanna come say hi? You wanna say hi? This is my dog, Bogey. He's a golden doodle. He's 70 pounds. And so for him, this is like a nice big, perfect size treat. Like I said, for smaller dogs, you might want a smaller cookie cutter, or just break them in half for some portion control. All right. So you can also, because that one just broke, you can also put some flour on your cookie cutter to help the help from sticking, is what I'm trying to say. So basically, yeah, you're just gonna cut out your dough into whatever shape you want. You're gonna space them evenly on your cookie sheet, just like you would human cookies. And you're gonna place them in the oven for 18 minutes at 330 degrees. So you'll cook it, like I said, 18 minutes. They will come out looking like this. They're super cute. You got those nice cranberry chunks in there. Honestly, my husband and I tried these because, like I said, it's all good ingredients. For us, they're kind of bland, but for puppies, my dog loved them. Bogey, do you want a treat? Come here. And yeah, ready? Sit. I wonder if you can see this. Ready? Over here. Sit. Paw. Other paw. Oh, good boy. And they are Bogey approved. So, this is for your canine friends, cranberry dog biscuits or treats, whatever you want to call them. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little cooking with cranberries this Friday, and I will see you next week for a new recipe. Have a good weekend.